Raising kids was easier for my parents in the 70s because of three things: live-in housekeepers, Swanson TV dinners, and family secrets. Those were the days of monogram dishware and shag rugs. We had this bizarre tradition, perhaps unique to my family, where my father's name and his brother's name were engraved on the glasses. My parents lived an interesting and, in my eyes, glamorous life. My mom was an editor for Philadelphia Magazine. My dad was a new car dealer. They would get dressed up and go out on Saturday night in their silver Cadillac convertible to dinner at friends' houses or at the country club. Sometimes they even went to a show in Philadelphia 30 minutes away. They were members of a gourmet club. It met monthly. They would pick an exotic country like Thailand or Greece, and the women would each cook one part of the meal. Once a year, the men picked the country. It always involved barbecue. When my parents went out, my brother and I would stay with our housekeeper. My mom worked with an agency to help immigrant women get residency in the United States by living with other people's families and taking care of them in exchange for a salary and a green card at the end of 2 years. One of my favorite housekeepers was Margaret. She was about this big and had a giant hee-haw of a laugh. It was fun to hang out with her. I got to talk about all the sex stuff that I wouldn't talk about with my mother, much to her chagrin, because she was dying to share her stories. I would come home from middle school, get my snack, and go into Margaret's room where we would watch General Hospital, the place where I learned all about normal relationship stuff. Like what to do when you are kidnapped by your ex-husband. Click.
Laura, you're coming with me.
No, Luke, I love you, but I can't let you do this.
Or what to do when you want to cheat on your fiancé. Click.
Don't worry, Ruby will never find out about us. I've slipped something in her tea and she'll sleep for days.
I loved those moments. One day I came home from school and I learned all about a different soap opera from Margaret. Guess what I heard, Sharon, at your parents' dinner party on Saturday night? You know those Marvin Jack wine glasses? It's not for Marvin, it's for Marion, your dad's first wife. On Sunday, we sat down for our typical Sunday dinner of split pea soup with the ham bone and grilled cheese sandwiches made with margarine on both sides of the bread. I blurt out, "Dad, I know all about those Marvin Jack glasses over there. The M isn't for Marvin, is it? It's for Marion, your first wife." My parents are silent. My dad says, "Who told you about Marion and Andy?" "Who's Andy?" "He's my other son." "How old is he?" "Well, let's see, how old are you? I'm 13 and a half, Dad." "Yeah, well, he's like maybe 19 or 20. My brother, who's been listening, his 10-year-old mind working, jumps up from the table and starts to cry. "I have a used father!" 6 months later, the next chapter in the Saline family saga was unearthed. It was a Saturday night. I was hungry. I opened up the freezer, searching for my favorite Swanson TV dinner. Meatloaf was the one I loved. I liked the sauce, the hash browns that were crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. Does anyone remember those? Okay, good. How about the green beans that were cooked beyond recognition? But who cared about those? Because the pièce de résistance, the best part was the brownie that you got to eat when it was soft and warm. Oh, I love that. So I'm hunting around in the freezer, and what do I find? It's 1977 in the back of a freezer in a paper bag. What do you think it is, Julie? I close the freezer. I make myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I can't believe this. My parents are smoking pot. one in 8th grade. They should be finding my pot. It's so embarrassing. I can't tell anyone about it. I don't say anything for 2 weeks. We arrive at my grandfather's 70th birthday party, a nice catered affair at his house. I've been to several bar and bat mitzvahs at this point, many. So I'm an expert at going right up to the bartender and asking for my standard, whiskey sour, please. I gulp it down. Emboldened by my cocktail, I go over to my mother. Hey, Mom, I found your pot in the freezer. Stay right there. Jack! 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 They tried to weasel their way out of it. What kind of paper bag was it? Are you sure it wasn't oregano? A few months later, we went to hear James Taylor at the Mann Music Center. Outside, we sat on the lawn. Everyone around us was lighting up. My father groaned. Shit, this is like Chinese torture. I knew what he meant. My brother got all excited. Oh, is that a new game? Can we play it tomorrow? Most kids go through high school hoping their parents don't catch them high. I had the reverse experience, hoping I wouldn't catch my parents high. Sometimes, Justina, I just wasn't that lucky. In the spring of 9th grade, I was in the musical Gypsy. I was baby Gypsy because I was a freshman, but it was a lead role, and for the first and possibly only time in my life, I was cool, and I was excited about it. After the final show, I went to the cast party. There was a kegger. I had a couple beers, danced to the Bee Gees, and was feeling good when I got dropped off at the edge of my driveway. So I'm walking to the house. I can smell it. Great. My parents came outside to smoke pot again. I open the door and go inside to the den where I see my parents and 3 other couples, stoned, taking dance lessons from Donald Rosenblatt, the only gay man I knew in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Ready? Sounds like this. 5, 6, 7, 8. Fly, rocket, fly, and back.
I stand there for about 3 minutes before they see me.
Arms up, up to the
Sharon!
Show some of your disco moves.
Come on, baby.
That's an awesome welcome, but no thank you. Nope, going to my room. Nope, I can't see you. I'm going to my room. You're not there. Going to my room, going to my room. Ah! Make it go away!
I got a feeling that you could be feeling a whole lot better than you feel today.
You say you've got a problem? Well, that's no problem. It's super easy not to feel that way.
When you start to get confused because of thoughts in your head, don't feel those feelings. Hold them in instead.
Turn it off.